Imagine you're standing by a quiet lake at dawn. The first light of day begins to shimmer on the water, and suddenly, a large shadow sweeps across the sky. You look up, and there it is, a majestic Australian pelican, wings spread wide, gliding effortlessly above the surface. It's a breathtaking sight, one that feels like nature itself has paused to let you witness something extraordinary. These birds, with their striking black and white feathers and that unmistakable, enormous bill, are more than just a part of the landscape. They are a testament to nature's grace and adaptability. In this video, we are going to dive into the world of the Australian pelican, exploring what makes this bird so unique, how it survives in some of the harshest environments on Earth, and why it holds such a special place in the hearts of so many Australians. The Australian pelican in the family Pelicanidae is widespread on the inland and coastal waters of Australia and New Guinea, also found in Fiji, parts of Indonesia, and as a vagrant in New Zealand. There are 7 species of pelicans in the world, all of which are similar in shape, and, with one exception, are primarily white in color. Males are larger than females. Pelicans have an average lifespan of 15 to 25 years. The pelican's unique look and incredible adaptations. Let's start with what makes the Australian pelican stand out. First, there's that bill, a massive, pale pink scoop that can hold up to 13 liters of water. That's like having a built-in fishing net. But it's not just for show. This bill, combined with a stretchy throat pouch, is the pelican's most important tool for catching fish. When a pelican spots its prey, it plunges that bill into the water, scooping up fish along with a big gulp of water. Then, in a graceful maneuver, the pelican tilts its head to drain the water before swallowing its catch whole. But that's not all. Australian pelicans are among the largest flying birds in the world, with wingspan of 2.3 to 2.6 meters, and with a weight ranging from 4 to 13 kilogram. But most weighs from 4.5 to 7.7 kilogram. Pelicans are the second heaviest Australian flying bird after Australian crane. Australian pelicans have the largest bill in the avian world. Its massive wings help them soar for long distances, riding thermal air currents to conserve energy. This way, they can reach flying speeds of up to 56 kilometers per hour. It's this combination of size, strength, and clever design that makes the pelican such an effective hunter and traveler. Pelicans are not capable of sustained flapping flight, but can remain in the air for 24 hours, covering hundreds of kilometers. Home sweet home, the pelican's diverse habitats. Australian pelicans are true survivors, thriving in some of the most diverse and often challenging environments in Australia. You'll find them in serene coastal waters, but they are just as at home in inland lakes and rivers, even those that appear in the middle of the desert after heavy rains. Australian pelicans occur primarily in large expanses of open water without dense aquatic vegetation. The surrounding environment is unimportant, and it can be anything from forests to industrial wasteland. This ability to adapt to different environments is one of the pelican's greatest strengths. They are not picky. They'll set up home wherever the water is plentiful, and the fish are biting. What's really fascinating is how these birds respond to Australia's often unpredictable weather. When drought dries up inland lakes, pelicans will travel hundreds, or even thousands of kilometers to find food. And when the rains finally come and those dry lakes fill up again, pelicans are some of the first to return, ready to take advantage of the new bounty. A day in the life, pelican behavior and social life. Australian pelicans are social creatures. They often live in large groups, or colonies, that can number in the thousands. These colonies aren't just about safety in numbers, they are also social hubs where pelicans can share information, find mates, and, most importantly, team up for hunting. Pelicans are known for their teamwork, especially when it comes to catching fish. You might see a group of pelicans swimming together in a line, beating their wings on the water's surface to herd fish into a tight school. Once the fish are cornered, it's feeding time. Each pelican takes its turn scooping up the fish, working in harmony with the others. But life in a pelican colony isn't all about cooperation. There's also a bit of competition, especially when it comes to breeding. Male pelicans will put on quite the show to impress the females, engaging in bill clapping, head bobbing, and even some aerial acrobatics. Once a pair bonds, they become a team, building a nest together and taking turns to incubate their eggs and care for their chicks. What's on the menu? The pelican's diet. When it comes to food, Australian pelicans are opportunists. Fish make up the bulk of their diet, but they won't turn down a tasty crustacean, a small reptile, or even the occasional bird egg if they can find one. Their feeding technique is a marvel of efficiency. After scooping up their prey, they'll hold it in their bill pouch, letting the water drain out before swallowing their meal whole. One of the challenges pelicans face is competition, from other birds, like seagulls, and even from humans. In areas where fish are scarce, this competition can be fierce, and pelicans have to work even harder to find enough food. Pelicans also consume other birds with some frequency, such as silver gulls, Australian white ibis and grey teal, including eggs, nestlings, fledglings and adults, which they may kill by pinning them underwater and drowning them. Reptiles, amphibians and small mammals are also eaten when available. Reportedly, even small dogs have been swallowed. Raising the next generation. Breeding season for Australian pelicans is a special time, often tied to the availability of water. When conditions are right, usually after heavy rains, the birds gather in large colonies on islands or sandbanks to start their families. The Australian pelican begins breeding at 2 or 3 years of age. The breeding season varies, occurring in winter in tropical areas and spring in parts of southern Australia. Breeding may occur any time after rainfall in inland areas. Pelicans are colonial breeders, with up to 40,000 individuals grouping on islands or secluded shores. Breeding begins with courtship. The female leads potential mates around the colony. As the males follow her in these walks, they threaten each other while swinging their open bills from side to side trying to attract the female's attention. The males may also pick up small objects, like sticks or dry fish, which they toss in the air and catch again, repeating the sequence several times. During the courtship period, the bill and pouch of the birds change color dramatically. The parents are deeply involved in raising their chicks, with both the mother and father taking turns to incubate the eggs and feed the young. The eggs are incubated for 32 to 35 days. The chicks are naked when they hatch, though quickly grow grey down feathers. The first hatched chick is substantially larger than its siblings. It receives most of the food. After they hatch, the larger one will be fed more, and the smaller one will eventually die of starvation or siblicide. Watching a pelican family is heartwarming. The parents regurgitate partially digested food into the mouths of their chicks, ensuring they get all the nutrients they need to grow strong. The chicks start out as tiny, fluffy balls of down but grow quickly, joining creches or groups of young birds, where they learn important survival skills before they are ready to take off on their own. The young pelicans fledge at around 3 months of age. Pelicans and their place in the ecosystem. Australian pelicans aren't just fascinating to watch, they also play a crucial role in their ecosystems. As top predators, they help keep fish populations in check, ensuring that no single species dominates and that the ecosystem remains balanced. Their presence is often a sign of a healthy environment, and when pelican numbers decline, it can indicate that something is wrong, like pollution or habitat loss. Unfortunately, like many wildlife species, pelicans face threats from human activities. Habitat destruction, pollution, and climate change all pose serious risks to their survival. But there's hope. conservation efforts aimed at protecting wetlands and other critical habitats are helping to ensure that these incredible birds continue to thrive.